Now I've restarted us both. Welcome to the Friday Weekly Tag. So, you got some questions again, and as per usual, we're going to be asking obviously some questions. He's got the notepad, half of it is readable, half of it isn't. There's my writing and his writing here. And yeah, I've got it printed out as per usual. So yeah, the good thing about printers, you can just print this shit out. Okay, go for it. Let's go for number one. You go first.
Have you ever had a friend that turned out to be a douchebag?
Yes. I've had a fair amount of those in my fucking life, believe me. And I just wish that most of these douches would stop being douchebags most of the time. And yeah, I've had my fair amounts. If you're guessing from the last previous videos, you'll understand what I'm on about. And not forgetting other friends. But anyway, number two, do you believe in karma? I believe in something like that, yeah. I believe that some fate somewhere it is doing something, but not in a god or commercial way, just in the way of the timeline sometimes goes into the feel sorry for you sort of trend and then gives you karma.
I don't know. For me, karma is just, what's the name? Karma, because of course, is another one of humanity's, what's the name?
Coping mechanisms.
Coping mechanisms for man's like desire for justice or when they've been wronged, if you will. That's why I kind of struggle to believe in it sometimes.
But it's funny when it happens in front of us.
Yeah. Number three, what was the strongest curry you ever had? For me, I don't know, this is going to shock, but I've never really had like an ultra spicy curry yet. I mean, I've never ever had an ultra spicy curry. I mean, whenever I keep like trying whenever I like try a certain curry, like everyone's gonna say like, oh, this is spicy, yeah, it's like super ultra spicy, it's gonna burn your mouth. And I ate it, it's just like, nah. It's like,
me personally, this is gonna be a bit wimpy, but the strongest was the two chili curries.
yeah.
Because, I don't know, OCD mostly plays along and says I like a korma, I don't know why, but I don't mind a bit of spicy food as long as it's not too bad it's going to make me in bed all fucking day. But apart from that, I'm kind of going up in the world, and he's introducing me to a couple of spices here and there. So yeah, number four, what do you think of stalkers? If you watch my video back, there's already been one in my life, and from day one he's being an asshole, and to the end of the days he's being one. Yes, I've had stalkers. Not come to my house or stalkers, but enough to pester the shit out of me. You personally, have you had any stalkers?
No, I've been lucky so far.
Too fucking lucky, mate.
Yeah. Number five, what is your favourite fruit crumble? So far it's been apple. I've been meaning to try other fruit crumbles like cherry, strawberry and all that stuff, but for now, apple will have to do.
Me personally, I've only had apple, and it's alright, but I wouldn't really recommend it as my daily thing all the time because I don't really eat fruit crumbles. I knew my grandma used to give me some, but no, I don't think I have, no. It would be nice to try some of the fruit crumbles. I didn't know that such thing could exist actually. I thought this was apple. So he just off camera told me that was a such thing, so that's actually surprised me. Okay, number six. When was the last time you had a decent pizza? We had a decent pizza not long back, just about a week ago-ish, something like that. I mean, 2 weeks ago, I can't remember when. But it was, yeah, it was not bad. It wasn't the best though. I think I've had quite a few nice pizzas in my time. There used to be a place, a kebab shop that's now shut down in Sleaford that was pretty fucking good. It was a very hot pizza. The only reason my mum stopped getting it was because it had beef in it. She believed in the whole beef crap. So obviously she went away from it, and I went away from it. And before we know it, the shop was shut anyway. And it was alright pizza. It was very hot, but the second best one I think is not far from here, but I'm not going to say where. So yeah, there is some good places. You just got to look.
Yeah.
Now, to people that always recommend Domino's or Pizza Hut, fuck you. You haven't been to any good places. In my opinion, you've got to search your own town and many other places, and you know, just explore. That's how I see it. Explore places, because you can't just live on Pizza Hut and then say it's amazing. This is the best pizza ever, because it's only commercialized. You need to go for your locals, like on Just Eat, for example, and many others.
And number 7, have you ever been to a public place where the power has gone out? I'm trying to think if I have. You answer this one while I try and think.
Well, me personally, I think I have been to one before. I think I don't know. It wasn't in an arcade. I think it was in a public place. I can't remember where, but I've seen people online in McDonald's or whatever. They're randomly ordering something or whatever, and it all shuts off. I think I've been to a school or whatever before that has had the power cut before, and it's kind of irritating, but it's natural causes that happen. Luckily now I've learned over that sort of thing by UPS power and many other things to back us up, so we've got some of that to do it.
I think the closest thing I've had to a public place wasn't, it kind of had a power outage, but didn't quite, but it was a Tesco in the old town I used to live in.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was the back of the store, like where the electronics and DVDs were, that portion like suffered a power outage, but the rest of the store was unaffected. I think something that is classified as a power cut was when I was in Tesco's right here, and we made a joke about this. Do you remember that we said, "Oh, they're on Scottish Power," and it was quite funny, really, to say the least. Mm-hmm. And the reason why it's funny was because Scottish Power was shit, and we was on it at the time. But when we was in there, I asked a person saying, "What's going on with the lights?" and she said, "Mind your fucking business," which was not nice. But well, I just shrugged it off. But what happened was half the lights were not working, and half of them were, and half of I think half of the store was working on generator power. To be fair, because some things were working, self checkouts, etc. were working, but I think they were like limiting people using it, and the lights and everything weren't always on, and most of them were dim because maybe generator power is not good enough. But it works, and it works for a very long period of time. And I think you said something about it might be just an area bit that's gone out, but it's just Tesco that was out, which was strange. So that's somewhat of a power cut, but it's not a full power cut. Anyway, that was your tag questions. Yeah, that's it. I can't wait for your responses and anything like that. Yeah, I was going to put a final message in, but I'm not going to do that because that'll be responding to something else. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that'll be it. And we'll see you hopefully for the next tag. And maybe, I don't know. I mean, I think the next tag is... I'm going to look at the calendar while Sean does something funny on camera because I know what he's like. Yeah, you do that while I quickly do a thumbnail picture.
What a lovely image.
Here you go, sweetheart. This is a thumbnail picture.
So the next tag will be obviously the 25th, which will be probably the last time I'll be here with Sean, and then I'll be back to my own hometown, and it'll be all up to me again to do the tag questions on my own, or just not bother with them for a couple of weeks. Don't be shocked if I don't do it, because I need a bit of a break, to be honest. Anyway, that's enough from me and enough from Sean. Thank you very much for joining me, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.
Cheers.
Boo.